The best organizing solution for your papers is the one that works for you in your space. Now we're going to talk about ideas and show you some examples, but the main thing that I want you to get from this video is that it's so important to be able to access your papers so that you can start to work on a project without too much fuss, without too much digging. So we're going to be looking for solutions for storing your papers that are going to allow you to just jump into a project and start working. So I want you to imagine this scenario to get you thinking about your creative space. Say that you had something to do and then it got canceled, and now all of a sudden you have a half an hour of free time that you didn't have before. So you say to yourself, okay, I've got a half an hour, I'm gonna go to my creative space and I'm gonna start working on a collage project, for example. Maybe you even already have a collage weekly assignment ready to go. If you need one, I will provide you a download so that you can print and use a collage assignment. So you already have a project, you head into your creative space, and then what? Are you searching for stuff? Are you trying to organize your desk in your work area? Are you pulling things out? Do you not know where things are? Here's where you can start to imagine what kind of organization is going to work good for you. There are a lot of possible solutions, and there are really no bad ideas. Say, for example, you want to use a Ziploc bag with pieces of ephemera in it for your collages. Ziplocs are good because they're clear, you can see what's inside, you can switch things out, add new papers every couple of weeks or once a month to kind of just make things interesting. They're good for keeping in the car. I used to work on collage when my son had soccer practice, and so I would sit with this bag in my car and be able to collage. You could take it on a road trip, for example, or throw it in a suitcase, super easy. Now, one method for organizing that I like to use for my papers is to use nested boxes. I keep these boxes in a drawer close by so that I can reach them, pull them out, put them on my desk, and then when I'm done, I can stack them up and put them back in my drawer. I just happen to use random boxes that I came across through life to use for this method, but there's also some really nice nesting boxes that I saw at the Michael's craft store, for example, where they're the same style and same color. So there's all kinds of bins and boxes that you can use for this method. Another type of great organizer you can consider are desktop organizers. I have an example of one that I have and use. What's really nice about them is they're kind of tall. I can put file folders towards the back. I can have wide papers, tall papers, and then there are some smaller pockets toward the front that I can use for smaller papers. Everything stands up nicely, keeps things flat, and it's also very easy for me to take it and slide it back in a cupboard when it's no longer in use. In addition to desktop organizers, there's also desk drawer organizers, and those are ones that would hold pencils or paper clips and things like that. I found this one in the bargain bin section at Target for $3. It's made with some kind of wood, and so it's pretty sturdy, and I'm able to store short papers and a lot of papers in these little slots, in these compartments, and it stands up really nicely. It's super easy to be able to thumb through the pages and, to move things around and to segment or put them in special sections. In all, it's a very handy thing to have. And once again, once you're done, you can take it off your desk and put it back onto a shelf or in a cabinet where it's out of your way. Another space saver paper organizer are magazine holders. I've seen these at IKEA. I've seen them at craft stores, the Michael craft store, for example. They're great because they can store wider papers and taller papers. But I mean, you can put any kind of paper you want in there, and they're very easy to push in and pull out of a shelf, for example. I have a couple. I use one for all of my stencils, and some of those stencils are very big, so it fits very well in this magazine holder. And then in the other one, I just have some random papers, sets of papers that I like to keep together in one of these magazine holders. I also have these acrylic drawers near my desk. I use them for some small samplings of papers that I can easily reach, and even sometimes I put washi tape or stickers in here as well. They don't hold a lot of paper, but I do switch things out. I add things quite frequently just so that there's a mix, always something new to see, and then I'm able to utilize the papers as I find them. All right, now what about specialty papers? Say you've got some really nice vintage ephemera and you are trying to come up with some ideas of how to keep them organized. My first suggestion is to consider using a binder with these pages that have photo pockets. And for those photo pockets, you can fill them with ephemera that's side by side, or you can just bunch sets of ephemera in them, depending on how you want to use them. What's great about the binder is that you can add more pages as needed. You can also change the order of the pages because of the ring binding system. So that's one thing to consider. Another idea is to use something like a sketchbook. You could get a large sketchbook or a smaller one. And what you're going to do is get a stack of sticky notes and place a sticky note on the back of your piece of special paper. Then, with a glue stick, add some glue to the sticky note, not to the piece of ephemera, and then glue that sticky note onto the page in your sketchbook. You can put however many pieces you want on your sketchbook page, and then if you need to take off that piece of ephemera to use it, you will just be removing the sticky note from the back of the ephemera, and the sticky will stay in the sketchbook, where you can add another piece of ephemera into that place if you would like. Using something like a sketchbook or a binder, again, is a really nice way to have something organized, because you can just put it away off of your desk when it's not in use, and then grab it when you do need it. So when you're considering paper storage solutions, what is your main goal? Your main goal should be to be able to access your papers without too much fuss. You want to be able to get to them so that you can start working and creating, rather than trying to sort or to figure out where your things are. So there is no single best solution for everyone, but with a little thought and planning, you can come up with the right solution for you. And if you already have something that works for you, I would love to hear about it, so let me know in the comments. And if you found this video to be useful, please hit the like button so that it can be spread to others. If you're interested in hearing more about organization in your craft space, I have 2 videos to share with you. One is reclaiming your creative space, and the other one is about decluttering craft supplies. So those videos are available for you here.